Using a custom creative brief is all about moving past the surface information and diving deep into the psyche of a client. You're after the emotional and intuitive essence of your client's business, product, or service. Determining your client's profile is all about documenting and analyzing their business, product, or their services in terms of its psychological and behavioral characteristics. Now that may sound intimidating, but it can be greatly simplified in order to implement it for a small business client, for example. Spend the necessary time to carefully craft questions that will elicit a more in-depth understanding of who your client is and how they think about themselves. Force your client to view themselves from an uncomfortable perspective. Help them to see their company from their audience's point of view, etc. The whole point of custom creative brief is to unearth unexpected information that in turn will help you make some conceptual connections that you can leverage for a design solution. Your questions will of course vary depending on the specific type of business you're working with, but some good general in-depth questions you could use in a custom creative brief could be, what is your company not doing well? Explain why. What is one thing you wish your company was doing that it isn't? What animal would best represent your company? Explain why. What is your worst fear about developing a new logo design? Creating a personality profile for your client doesn't have to be complicated. There's a reason why they call a brief a brief. It should be a to-the-point synopsis of key condensed statements that clarify specific categories of information. When I reviewed the creative brief for a project I worked on for Tyson Chicken, it was clear that the intended audience was more sophisticated. The new food product required an approach that would fit a very specific market. So my exploratory visual identity reflected the ideals revealed in the creative brief personality profile. The final design solution came out very classy thanks to accurate, upfront information. That said, a client's personality profile revealed through a creative brief might disclose that a client is very open to a more risky design solution. A good example of this is a recent logo I designed for a local roller derby team. Their personality as a team is already somewhat fringe compared to a normal small business. So they desired to push the limits with their identity, and it allowed me to create a fun, irreverent skull and bones design they now love. So get to know your client, understand their personality profile by gleaning information through a custom creative brief. It'll help you discern, then design great concepts for your clients. If you want to learn more about creative briefs in general, I encourage you to watch my creative preparation chapter in my drawing vector graphics course on lynda.com.